That recorded, and we'll get the live on Facebook going here. Get it spelled right. All right. Okay, I think we are going to continue on with some of the stuff here that we've been working on. And remember last time we were looking at one of the, basically the binyan in Hebrew is kind of like, think of it as a menorah. And you've got 7 branches on a menorah. Well, the same thing is in Hebrew language studies with the binyan. Each of those branches on that menorah, if you think of that menorah as a structure, as a pattern of sorts, there are 7 of these forms. Now, the verb forms have implication. The first, for example, one might be that it's an action going inward. So it's like, I feel something. Or if you're sensing the feeling of a crowd, you're kind of guessing if a crowd is angry, you're kind of sensing that feeling. That would be a completely different structure. That would be it would be like the word in Hebrew feel, but it would be put in a different way so that you could understand that the writer is speaking about the feeling in a crowd rather than the feeling to themselves. And that's essentially the nuances that you're dealing with in the binyan structure. So now last time we finished this chart here, Targila 4, and we had some verb forms that we were looking at. We know that the shoresh is the root. And so we had a root here, we got one here, and then there's one that they wanted us to fill in. But they're still working on, we're still looking at those and working on those. And so these are the ones right here. Okay, so this nigmar means to end, like the end of an event, essentially. Okay, so, and these are all under the binyan nifal. And if you see that, you ever see that written out in English, you would have N-I-P-H-A-L, nifal. And that's just one of those branches. So here's a menorah. Let's see here. If I can make one with 7 branches. What am I missing here? Okay. I guess I should have gone a little wider. How about that? Now let me bring that person in. Okay. Okay, so see if we can get, I didn't hear the bell ding. There we go. Okay, there's Michelle. All right. So here's, if you look at this, we've got a menorah here. Okay, so one of these right here is the structure that we're looking at right here, the binyan nifal. See that? And so we could say that this is like one of these branches on a menorah. And so essentially it suggests it's now some of this gets into kind of deep grammar forms, but what we're going to be focusing on is these 4 words right here. Okay, and they all have meaning. And then there's certain ways that if you were to say he did something, it would look a certain way. She did something, they did something, or they, all female, did something. Okay, and so that's essentially what these categories are. We've got who for he for she. He, did you know that he means she in Hebrew? Kind of an interesting play. There's him, and there's hen. Okay, so him is like them, it's mixed plural. And so that's it. Really what it amounts to. Let's say if you got 99 women and just one guy in the group, guess what? It defaults to him. Isn't that something? That sounds like, as I said before, it's a kind of a patriarchal underpinning to the language. But if you got 100 women and you refer to them as they or them, it would be hen. Interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to use these here. And now I stopped here at number 4. And so what I've got is the answer key here. And before I do that, let me get rid of this. I think there is a, yeah, there it is. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'll try to move this out of the way. Okay, I'll move that back up there. Okay, now we can get it full screen. All right, so we've got our answer key here, and we're going to see together, we'll work through this and see if we can get these answers right. I will be aided and assisted by the Google Translate, and you know, use technology to your advantage. It's important when you're studying Hebrew, so that you're not poring over text and poring over you know, diagrams and things, trying to figure out what a verb form is. But there is one other program that you, if I can get it into the camera here without the background messing it up. There we go. There's one other program called Pa'alim, and it costs like $5 one-time charge, and it will give you all of the root structures. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We'll look at this here. We'll look at this, take a look at this sentence here. We're starting with number 4. Okay, so we have ha'avodah. So ha'avodah blank basha'ah. So I have an idea now. Basha'ah literally means in the hour of. Basha'ah, in the hour of. Ha'avodah is like the work. So it's like your job. So it's like the job, something in the hour of. Okay. So I think that probably what we're looking for is like something for starting something. So let's double check these up here. So these are our forms that we're looking for. And basically these all mean 4 different things. So let's start with the first one. Lahikanes. Okay, so that means enter.
Lahikanes.
Yeah, lahikanes. That means enter. Let's try this next one. Lahimatse. Lahimatse. Okay. Get that hey in there. Okay. Okay, what do we got? Oh, we need an aleph. That's what we need.
Lahimatse.
Yeah, lahimatse. Let's make sure that's right. Mem zadi aleph. Okay, that's like to be found.
Lahimatse.
Okay, and then this one right here. So this is enter here. And this is like found or located. Okay, and then this one here, lahisha'ar. Lahisha'ar. Okay, that means to stay.
Lahisha'er. Lahisha'er.
It's more like probably has a segol under there. 2 little dots together. Lahisha'er. Okay, so that means to stay. And how about this one? Lahigamer. Okay.
Lahigamer.
Okay, so that's like to run out, runs out. So how would this work here? Let's try this this here. Ha'avodah lahigamer basha'ah.
Ha'avodah lahigamer hasha'ah.
Okay, so basically we're saying the work to be over in the hour. So it's like, or simply saying the work is over. Now, I'm not 100% certain that this is the one that goes there, because basically what this means is, when you say basha'ah, it might not be a specific hour, it might just say, it might be like a reference to the end of the hour, so to speak. In other words, it's almost over. Your work is almost over. So let's just double check and look at what they have for number 4 here. Move that there. Okay, so here's our answer key. So what they have here is ha'avodah nigmaret. Now I think I chose the correct verb form, basha'ah, but let's see what they've got there. Ha'avodah nigmaret basha'ah.
עבודה נגמרת בשעה.
Yeah, nigmeret.
העבודה.
Okay, let's get the hey. It should be ha'ovadah. 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 There we go. All right.
העובדה נגמרת בשעה.
Okay, ha'ovadah nigmeret b'sha'ah. Okay, so it looks like it's the job, the work ends in an hour. So that's the ending one. Okay, so that makes sense. So they're using nigmeret. It ends in an hour, ends. And it looks like it's a feminine singular form here, which has got to match this because we're talking about the job, the work. And so it's like, this is in feminine singular. So feminine singular has to equal feminine singular in Hebrew. You have to have equality in Hebrew. So you got number equality and you've got gender equality. If the noun is feminine singular, your verb has got to be in a form that's feminine singular. You understand that? So if the noun is like a mixed plural, if you were to refer to like an object like or people like them, then your verb action, if you say they or them, or let's say they are running, okay, or they are sitting, or they are walking, okay, so basically the walking, the running, the sitting, whatever it is in Hebrew has got to match the number and the gender of what's being talked about. So it's like whether it's people, whether it's dogs, whether it's cats, so on, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so now we're on number 5. We have acharei hashior. So after the class, acharei hashior. Okay, Einet. This is a proper name here. I've seen this before. So it's like a net. It's almost like E-I-N-A-T. Einet, and I'm almost certain it's masculine. And it looks like Einet v'sivon. Now this is a proper name here too. Vesivon. So Einet is a proper name, Sivon, and then that Vav in between means and. So you got Einet and Sivon. So what are they doing? Blank, bakita in class, va ovedot sham. So they're in class and they're working there, sham. So bakita va ovedot sham. So why are they using va ovedot? Because we're talking about Einet and Sivan together. So it's not va ovedah, it's va ovedot for work. Because you have to reflect who it's talking about, and it's not just one guy, it's 2 people. Okay, so that's why you have that one like that. So then what is the action one we're looking at? Let's see, so this one, okay, so we have acharei hashiur, so after the class, Einet and Sivan, I think it probably has to be staying in class and working there. Maybe they're part of the university and they're in the cleanup crew, possibly. But let's take a look at this right here. Bakita va'ovedah sham. Let's see, we've got I want to make sure we get this right.
בכיתה ועבדות שם.
Yeah, but va'ovdut.
בכיתה ועבדות שם.
Okay, so in class and work there. So, va'ovdut. Okay, so I think it has to probably have something to do with stay, right? So which one of these is stay? I think this lahikanes is to enter. Lahimatse has to do with like, that's like the locate one, I think. And let's see, lahi sha'er. Lahi sha'er. Yeah, there we go.
להישאר. להישאר.
Okay, so lahi sha'er means stay. Okay, so basically we figured out the form we need now, because we've got to get stay to go into that blank, right? But it has to reflect Einat and it has to reflect Sivan. So there's two together. So which one are we going to use? We're going to use this one up here. Let me show you. We'll go up to our chart. Actually, really what we need is that chart that's filled up. But, okay, let me see if I can get that chart for us up here, guys. Let's see, we got to open up another window. So this is where the answers are. So you guys have reference if you ever want to look into this yourself. Now, this guide right here I paid for. But, I mean, you can learn a lot from this, just this free website here, Rootlets Hebrew, because they've got resources on here. They got like games, they got stuff. So just put in rootletsHebrew.com. So we're going to go down to Unit 3, which is where we're at right now. We're on lesson 33. And one of these is that chart that I'm looking for. That's not it. Let's try this one here. That's not it. Okay, we'll try another one. Let's see, is it number 4? Maybe it's number 4. No, that's not. It's got to be number 3. It's got to be number 3. Where is that chart that they gave me? This might be it right here. Completions. Let's just open up all of them. Figure out where this thing is at. If I have to knock down some, I will. Okay. That's not it. There it is. Okay. We finally hit pay dirt here. Okay. We don't need that. We need this. Okay. What about this one? Yeah, we need that. 5 and 6. Let's get rid of this one. This one we can bring back here. Yeah, here. All right, we'll knock that out. Knock that out. All right, we should be okay. All right, I think we're back. It took me a little bit of messing around to get it. Okay, so where we're at here is Acharei Hashiur. So after class, Einat v'Sivan. So Einat and Sivan. We need to come up with the one that is stay. Remember, that's Lahisha'ar. Lahisha'er is the staying one. So let's take a look at the one that reflects Einat and Sivan. So if you were to say John and David and refer to them in a third person, you would say them, right? Okay, so we're going to look for the them column in our little chart here. Okay, so this is the one that means stay. And so Lahisha'er, it means stay, right? And so there is who means he. So it's not just talking about one guy, right? He means she. It's not talking about girls, just one girl. So which one is it? It's going to be this one here, right? Him. So there it is. Nisharim. So if you were saying that, you know, John and Sivan, you know, they're staying after class to work, then this is the form you would use right here, Nisharim. Nisharim.
נשארים.
Okay, all right. So that's what we need. Now that I've got it spelled out for me, I can put it in there. Okay, so this is the one we're working on. We're going to put nisharim here, which means to stay or remain. Okay, so why are we using this form in particular? Because it has to reflect Einat and Sibon. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that Sibon thing. Let's take a look at it. Sibon. It might be Sivon. Savon.
סבעון. סבעון.
It's almost like, let's see here. We'll put a yod in there because I think that's where that yod is. We've got a samic. Oh, we've got a samic yod vav vav nun sufit. All right, let's try that.
סיוון.
Yeah, I know it was something like Sibon or Sivan, but that right there is a proper name. You got this little vav there means and. So Sivan, it looks like.
סיוון.
Okay, so Einat Sivan, Einat and Sivan, Nisharim Bakita, they are remaining in class, Va'ovdot Sham, and working Va'ovdot Sham there. Okay, so that's essentially how you sort of fill these blanks in by figuring out number and gender. Really important part of Hebrew language study is to learn all of these different forms. Okay, so let's double check our answer. Number 5. Okay, here is number 5 right here. Acharei hashior. Okay, so after the lesson, Einat v'sivan. Okay, Einat and Sivan. Oh, look at this. They put nisharot, not nisharim. So you know what that means? One of these I assumed was masculine. I thought for sure Einat was masculine. But what they're saying that Einat is a girl's name. It's kind of hard to figure out because a lot of these names are not Americanized names. They're Hebrew names. So, I mean, I've heard of, Einat almost to me sounds masculine, but they're saying it's feminine. And how do we know that? Because they're using this form right here, nisharot. See that? So that's all feminine. So that means that Sivan and Einat are both girls. Girl plus girl equals feminine plural form, nisharot. Okay, well, I learned my lesson. So we just got to remember the Einat and Sivan. Bakita va'ovdot. Okay, so in class, va'ovdot sham, and are working there. Okay, I hope that makes some sense, at least a little bit. And even if you're not able to read or put these letters together, perhaps at least understand this from this lesson. It's important to know what number and gender equality. Number and gender equality. So the noun, if it's a certain number and it's a certain gender, has got to match the form of the verb. So if you were to say, Helen is running home, that would be like feminine singular, right? Because Helen would be a girl. But if you say David is running home, then the running in Hebrew would be a different type. It would be different of running. In other words, it would be running, but it would be a different form of running. And it would have to match masculine singular. So that's essentially what's being talked about here. Okay, let's see here. Any comments or questions before we move on? Somehow I lost there we go. Well, I still managed to retain all 4 of you, so must be getting something out of this. All right. Let's take a look at this. Kaver meuchar. Okay, so this is like, I think that Melhar is, I think that Kaver is like almost or something. Kaver Melhar. Yeah, it's already late.
כבר מאוחר.
It's like Kavar.
כבר מאוחר.
Yeah, Kavar Melhar. Okay, so this is Kavar Melhar. It's already late. I know this this equals late. And then this is like almost Kavar. Okay. So then it's already late. Anilo yotzot. So I do not yotzot. It looks like yotzet. Anilo yotzet.
אני לא יוצאת.
Yeah. So I don't go out. It's already late. Kavar meochar. It's already late. Ani lo yotzet. I don't go out. Ani. We gotta choose the one that stay, right? Whichever one is stay here. And I think it's probably this one here. We just worked on it. And so he's staying babayit in the house. So we got to find the one that matches ani, which means I. So it's going to be the this one here. It's going to go under probably. And notice this form here. This is how we know that it's a feminine. The I means that it's a girl because it's using yotzet. It's not using yotza, which would be masculine singular. It's using yotzet. Well, which is I'm going to I don't go out. She's not going out. So that's how we know we've got to find the singular form of remain here. So let's go to our chart and take a look at it. Okay, so here it is. Lahishaer means to stay. Here's nishar. That's like saying he stayed. But we're not talking about a he, are we? We're talking about a she. Now, actually, she in Hebrew is the word he. That's kind of funny. Okay, so here's nisharet. That's the one we need right there. Nisharet. I'm almost certain that's correct. All right. Nisharet. Yep.
נשארת.
Nisheret. Listen to that. Listen to that. Nisheret. That's why you want to have that Google Translate with you, because it gives you the nuance of the phonetic. Get up there. Okay, so kavar me'achar. Okay, so it's already late. Ani lo yotzet. So I am not going out. Ani, and so what are we putting there? We're going to put nisheret. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to find on our answer key. And so ani nisheret, I am staying babayit, in the house, or just it could be in the vernacular, I am staying home. I'm staying home. I'm not going out. I'm staying home, essentially. So let's see if they use nisheret on our answer key for number 6. Okay. Kavar meuhar. Okay, so it's already late. Anilo yotzet. So I am not going out. Okay, ani nisheret. There it is. Babayit. Okay, so I am remaining or staying babayit, in the house. I'm staying home. All right, number 7. Any questions on this? Some of this might be I don't know. If you look at my earlier videos, you will it'll bring you to this point. And now, how do you get to these? I've got these classes. Let me show you guys something, since you're all here. Let's open up a tab. All right, let's go to, here is the channel right here, Hebrew Messianic Israel channel. So you got home, you got videos, you got playlists. Okay, here is right here, Routledge Modern Hebrew playlist. Okay, so here's all the videos right here that'll get you to this point. Look at that, all the way down to number 1. That's chapter 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 4, 2. There's an extra one there. Anyway, it'll get you there. I got to put this guide on here, but. So it's all together in a nifty playlist for you guys, if you're interested in going from the start and following this through. Now, how many videos have I got here? I think it says 90 videos. So that's about the equivalent of that. When you figure going over a few minutes, everyone, usually you might say that's like 100 and, I don't know, I'm guessing 120 hours worth. 120 hours of painstakingly going through this Hebrew. And if you go through this, I promise you, if you go through every one of these videos and you learn what's on there, you'll get to an intermediate level, which is kind of where I'm at. I'm at the intermediate level. Now my son, Eli, who lives in Jerusalem, he's at the advanced. He's far more advanced in Hebrew. I actually text him if I run into a problem. Get this out of the way again. All right. So that's where you can go to learn this stuff. All right, so let's take a look at number 7. We've got Kesha Moret. Now this one here is an interesting one. Kesha Moret. Let's take a look at that. Kesha Moret. Let's see here. I think it's Keshe. Kesha Moret. Mora. Kesha Moret. There we go.
כשהמורה. כשהמורה.
Kesha Hamore.
כשהמורה.
Kesha Hamore. Okay, so basically this is like when, and then this is like when, like, and then Hamore, the teacher. That's essentially what those letters mean. It's like when, like, the teacher. But when you put it together, it's like when the teacher, essentially in English vernacular.
כשהמורה.
Keshamore.
כשהמורה.
Keshamore. Okay, so when the teacher, blank, Lakita, that's like is like Lakita is like for, it's like in it's not in the class. It's, see, that lamed is 2 or 4. So let's take a look at this here. Lakita.
כשהמורה לכיתה. כשהמורה לכיתה.
Okay, so Lakita. So this is almost like 2 or 4, but I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. I think it probably means it's located in the class. When the teacher's located in the class, all student team, all the students, kaver, I think that's kavar. Remember that one? Kavar are always blank something there. I bet you it's located there. I bet you it's going to be using this one right here, lahimsa a, which means it's like located. Lahimsa a. Lahimsa. Yeah. Get that correctly. Lahimsa. 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 See, part of the reason why I use this is to memorize the actual phonetic of these words.
להימצא,
Lahimatse.
להימצא,
There it is. Lahimatse. That's what we're trying to get here. Lahimatse.
להימצא,
Okay, it means to be located or found. So Keshahar More, so when the teacher is located or found, look at this lakita. You would think that would be a bet there, because that means in, with, or on, but they chose to put a lamed there. So what I'm going to use is, it looks to me like it's, this is masculine singular. Because more in Hebrew is a masculine teacher. It's a man teacher. Morah is a female teacher. If you're a female teacher, you're a morah. But if you're a man teacher, you're a more. Okay, see, notice the subtle difference sound at the end. It's like a for masculine, for feminine in Hebrew. But in this case, that's definitely masculine singular. So what we're going to look for is look for this right here in the masculine singular sense to match the remaining one. And I think it's probably going to be nimse. So let's put it in there. Keshamore nimse lakita.
כשהמורה נמצאה לכיתה.
Okay. It's not going to be nimsa, it's going to be nimse.
כשהמורה נמצא לכיתה.
I think it's going to be that one there. Yeah, here we got somebody else coming in here. Wow. Got a full class today. Okay. All right. So what we're going to look for is this form here, but I want to make sure this is right. So it's gonna be is located, and that's this one here. So let's take a look at our chart. Okay, so this is the found, to be found, or is located, right? So it's going to be this one here, nimsa, because this is the masculine singular. Who is he, right? He is masculine singular. So it's going to be nimsa. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be found there. Okay, so that's probably what's going to go here. We'll put that in there. Okay, so we got Kesha More, the teacher, Nimsa is located, Lakita in the class, Kol, that means all, Hastudentim, all the students, Kaver, I think that's Kavar actually, it sounds more like Kavar. It's like they're always what? They are located there. In other words, they make sure they get in the room when the teacher gets in the room, right? So that's the idea. So basically, probably we're going to be using nimsaim, I bet you. Kol hastudentim kavar nimsaim sham.
כשהמורה נמצא לכיתה, כל הסטודנטים כבר נמצאים שם.
Yep, that's the one we're going to be using. So we're going to be using nimsaim. That's a bad mem, isn't it? Okay, so we've got nimsa here because that references the more, that references the teacher, and it's masculine teacher. And then we've got nimsaim, which is like a mixed plural because it doesn't tell us whether it actually gives us a form that includes, there's at least one male in this group of students, which probably realistically it's like 50-50, 50 girls, 50 boys in the students in the class. So this form right here, hastudentim, means a mixed plural. So girls and boys. And kevar means always, nimsaim are located there. So essentially what that means is the students are already there. In other words, when the teacher comes in, the students are there before he gets there.
כשהמורה נמצא לכיתה, כל הסטודנטים כבר נמצאים שם.
Okay. Okay, so we should see in our answer key, we should say nimsa and then nimsaim. take a look at that. All right, so Kesha Hamure, so when the teacher, oh, look at this right here. They're using niknas. So that, in other words, it's not saying when the teacher is located in the class. They didn't use that one. They used a different verb form. But let's go on here because we'll take a look and see where they're going with that. La kita. Okay, so kol ha-studentim kaver or kavar, I think it is. Nimsaim. Okay, so I got this one right. Nimsaim. They're already located there. So let's see what they're trying to get at here. Niknas. See what that is there. It's this one right here, niknas. So what are they using? Oh, it's entering. Okay. So when the teacher enters to the class, that makes sense now. That's why that lamed there is there on that word, because it's 2 or 4. Lamed is 2 or 4. To the class, look at that, niknas. So you see, unless you painstakingly go over these, you're not going to learn. You're going to be really you really have to put the time in. It's like on anything. But I learned something here, and that does make sense there because I thought maybe they had a wrong letter there. Maybe it should be bet. But this does make sense. When the teacher, Kesha More, when the teacher, niknas, enters, la kita, to the class. Remember, that's what it said? Okay, so that's what should have gone here, niknas. So Kesha More, when the teacher, and then we put niknas in there. La kita, to the class. Kol ha-studentim kavar are already, and then remaining. So so that second one, we did get this part right. But the first one we should have taken out of this one here, which means is he's already there. Okay, all right. Let's go on to number 8 and see what we can do with that. Ha-Caleb, the dog, shel Dani, belongs to Danny. Caleb. Remember, you ever wondered, like in the Bible, Caleb? Do you know that word literally means dog in Hebrew? Imagine going around, well, I mean, there is Dog the Bounty Hunter. You ever watched him on TV, Dog the Bounty Hunter? So I guess it is possible to have a name Dog. I don't know about that. Don't name any of your boys. If you ever have children, don't name them Dog. It's probably just a name he came up with. Who knows? But anyway, so you've got Ha-Caleb, shel Dani. So the dog belonging to Danny. Lo ohev does not like what? Or a boy named Sue. A boy named Sue. Okay. That's right. Or a boy named Sue. Yeah. All right. So okay. So Ha-Caleb shel Dani. So the dog belonging to the Danny. Lo ohev does not like. He does not like what? Lavad babayit. Does not like to be at home. Basically, he doesn't like to remain at home. So we got to look for the remain one, right? And first of all, we got to figure out whether the word Caleb, which means dog in Hebrew, is masculine or feminine. I have a feeling it might be a masculine because remember, every noun, whether it be a tree, whether it be a building, whether it be a stone, whether it be a fish, whether it be a horse, whether it be a dog, it's all assigned a gender. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is go to Pa'alim and put Caleb in there and make sure that I know what gender it is. And so what is it? It's masculine. So here's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that in the Pa'alim. It's masculine. Okay, so now we know we're dealing with a masculine singular here. Okay, so that's the form. So we're going to look for the one that means to remain. And remember, this lavad means alone, and then babayit, in the house. So no dog likes to stay by itself in the house, right? So let's go to our chart here and look for the one that means to stay. That's the one right there. See it? And it's going to be this one. Here's the root. Lahishaer is to stay, right? And so we're looking for the masculine singular. So here's the column we're looking at here. And we go down to the one that means stay, and there it is, nishar. So that's probably what we're going to have in that blank. Okay, so let's put nishar in there. Hakelev shel Dani, the dog belonging to Danny, lo ohev, does not like what? And actually, in this case, it's going to be to stay. So I think we're going to use the lahishaer in there. So let's put it all together and see what it is. Hakelev shel Dani, lo ohev, lishaer levad babayit.
הכלב של דני לא אוהב להישאר לבד בבית.
Okay, that's right. It's going to be lahisha because it's to stay, right? Lahishaer. So it's not going to be nishar because that means staying. So it doesn't make sense to say the dog belonging to Danny does not like, well, maybe in English it does, but in Hebrew, I think it's going to be to stay, to stay. So let's just put the whole verb form in there, lahishaer. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think this is right. I'm like about 90% sure this is right. So make that right. So Hakelev shel Dani, the dog belonging to Danny, lo ohev, does not like to stay or to remain, levad, alone, babayit, in the house. So let's look at number 8 and see what happens. Okay, Hakelev shel Dani, so the dog belonged to Danny, lo ohev, does not like, there it is. That's right, lahishaer, to stay or to remain, levad, alone, babayit, in the house. All right, so now we're getting down to the last two here in this exercise. Number 9, hashiurim, that's like the lessons, or it could be hashiurim.
השיעורים.
Yeah, hashiurim is the lessons, blank. Let's see, this is, that's an interesting one there. I don't recognize that right offhand. Bayom shishe. I see in the day, shishi, I think is like day 6. Let's take a look at that. Mukdam bayom shishi.
מוקדם ביום שישי. מוקדם ביום שישי.
Okay, so this is early. Mukdam means early. Bayom, in the day, and shishi is day 6. So that would be like Friday. Because what's day 7? That's Shabbat. Right? And that's, or as we call it here in America, Saturday. But it's using shishi, which is bayom shishi. So it's like in day 6. So 6 is, if the 7th is Shabbat, and that's Saturday, go back one day to 6, that's Friday, right? Okay, so the classes blank what? They are something early on the day Friday. No, they're early what? Well, let's take a look and see which. And so we're going to look for shiurim, which is going to be like plural, masculine plural. So let's take a look at our chart here and see what fits in there. It might be like the classes, maybe it's ending early. Maybe it's the end one. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so there it is. I bet you it's going to use this one right here. I bet you the classes are ending early. Have you ever been like in school? Sometimes, so some of those schools, they'll end the school day earlier on Friday, so you can get into the weekend quicker. That might be what's going on here. So we're going to use this one right here because it's referring to hashiurim, the lessons, right? So it's going to be nigmarim. I think that's what's going to go in there. For ending, they're ending, nigmarim. Okay, so hashiurim, we should see nigmarim. Hashiurim, nigmarim, mukdam, bayom shishi. Okay.
השיעורים נגמרים מוקדם ביום שישי.
Okay, so hashiurim, the lessons, and we're going to put nigmorim. I don't know why it's so hard for me to write a gemel sometimes. Okay, nigmarim. Okay, so nigmarim. Okay, so hashiurim, the class is nigmarim. They are ending mukdam, early, bayom, on day what? Shishi. Shishi is day 6. That's Friday. So we should see nigmarim in the answer key at number 9. Okay, hashiurim, nigmarim. There it is. Okay, so hashiurim, the classes, nigmarim, are ending mukdam, early, bayom, on day, shishi, on day 6, which is Friday. All right, last one, guys. You've been hanging with me for a while here. All right, so ata, that's you, masculine singulars. That's saying you. Ata, you. Blank, look at this one. Itenu. That's an interesting one. I think that's like us. Itenu.
איתנו. איתנו.
Itanu.
איתנו.
Okay, itano.
איתנו.
All right, itanu. Okay, so ata, so you are what? Us. You are what? Us. We got to get the action one that matches that. But let's go on and see holek or holek habaita, or like walking or going habaita, like toward the house. This hey right here is the hey of direction. It means towards something, towards something. So it's like bayit is house. So if you say habaita, it's like toward the house. Or are you walking toward the house? So I think probably we're gonna use the one that means coming. So it sounds like if they're saying, are you coming with us, itenu? But let's take a look at our verb chart here and see which one fits in there. Okay, so which one will work? Well, potentially this could work. Are you staying with us? I don't think to be found with us, that doesn't make sense. Are you entering with us? Oh, I don't know. Or are you going toward the house? Or are you going toward the house? I don't think that'll work. Are you ending with us? No. I think maybe this one might be the one we're looking for. Are you staying with us? That kind of makes sense. So, so basically we need the one that matches you, and that's masculine singular. So I think, let's see. It wouldn't be, are you to stay? So I think it literally is going to use this right here. Nishar. Let's try that and see if it makes sense. Nishar. Are you staying itanu with us? Are you staying with us? Or are you walking towards your house? Or are you going to go toward, in other words, are you going to go home? Let's see if that works. Nishar. Okay. Ata nishar itanu.
אתה נשאר איתנו?
Okay, so are you staying with us?
אתה נשאר איתנו?
Oh, which it's interesting how similar oh, which means or in Hebrew sounds to like or, but it's just oh. Oh holek, or are you going habaita? So let's put that in there. Oholek habita. Oholek habita.
אתה נשאר איתנו, הוא הולך הביתה.
We need O, which is
אתה נשאר איתנו או הולך הביתה?
okay, so are you staying with us? And so this is going to be nishar. Okay, so Atanishar, are you staying itanu with us? Oh, holek habaita, or are you going home? So I think that's probably what's going to be there, nishar. Let's see. Number 10. Okay, here we go. Ata nishar, there it is. Are you staying itanu with us? Oh, holek, or are you going habaita, home, or toward home, just remember that hey of direction there, which means it's that literally just one letter indicates that it's going toward something, toward home. Okay, I feel like I've used a lot of time just finishing these exercises. Let's see where we are on our clock. I try not to go over an hour. We're at 56 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at this this here. We've got meuhar means late. Kibar, meuhar, it's already late. Here's mukdam, early, mukdam. Okay. Okay, look at this here. Devar or devarim means, now this is actually, who can tell me which book of the Bible this is? This is the name in Hebrew, devarim. Here's a trivia for you guys. I'll give you a clue. In Hebrew, the first 5 books of the Bible are Bereshit, let's see, Shemot, Bamidbar, Vayikra, Devarim. Okay. That's right, Steve. That's right. It's Deuteronomy. You know what Deuteronomy literally means? There's the word right there, Devarim. That's how it's written in Hebrew. That's Deuteronomy in the Bible. It literally means words and things. It means words and things. Okay, so I think this the she'alot is like these are like questions. She'alot. She'elot.
שאלות.
Yeah, she'elot are questions. Okay, so let's see here. These might be personal questions. Ani niknas, I'll say, are you located, let's see, Lish Red Universita, La Misrad. Okay, so this is like La Misrad. Let's see, Ani niknas, let's take a look at that. Ani niknas La Misrad Universita.
אני נכנס למשרד באוניברסיטה.
Okay, so I am entering. So I am entering La Misrad, the office in the university. So I'm entering the office entering to the office in the university. Ma'ani ro'eh. So what do I see? What do I see? Let's see. Elon Davarim. Let's see, Elo, Devarim, there are things. I think that Elon is probably Ma'ani Roy. Yeah, so what do I see? And then Elo Devarim. Let's see here. That one's kind of a curious one, isn't it? I see. Okay, so that's like I see. I see things. I see what things.
אילו דברים, אילו דברים,
Okay, so what things? Yesh, there are. Sham, there are there. Okay, so what things are there? Mi dipsa, who is located there? Who is located there? So this is basically, they're like questions, like who do you see in the office? If you're in the university and you're a student, who do you see in the office? If it's in the office, and this is just to practice with Hebrew. So I don't think there's an answer key to this. So it's just working with the language. So who might you see in the office? Well, how about the principal? Let's see what the word is in Hebrew for principal. We'll put principal of the school just to be sure.
principal of the school. עקרון בית הספר.
Ekron. Okay, well, did you know the word for Ekron?
עקרון בית הספר.
This is like, Ekron is like the principal. Okay, Ekron. You would see the principal. How about more and mora? Would you see morim? Would you see teachers? Probably. You would see teachers. So this is essentially what this is. We're just working a little bit here. You might see morim. What about a secretary? Would you see a secretary?
מזכיר.
Mazkir. You would see secretary, right? Okay, mazkir. That sounds like it's got like a patak under it. And maybe there's a shabah there. And then this would be a hirik. Mazkir. So that's like secretary. Okay, so you've got ekron, which is the principal. You've got the mazkir, and then you would have teachers, right? Amorim. You might see some teachers in there. Morim.
מורים.
Okay, so okay, so you would see teachers. You would see mazkir, you would see morim, you might see ekron, you might see the principal. Okay, so that's essentially what's going on here. So it's kind of like a scenario they're building for you. So ani niknas lemisrad. So I am entering the office, ba'universita. Ma'ani ro'e, and what do I see? Elo davarim. I see many things. Yesh. There, I see that there are many things there. Yesh sham. There are many things there. Minim se sham. Okay, so what is located there? You see many things there. What is located there in the university? Okay, and it's the office of the university. That's important. It's not just the university. You're going into the office of the university. Misrad. Misrad is office. So you see the mazkir, you see the morim, you see ekron. These are answers. So that's essentially what this part is here. You're reading that and you're trying to figure out what they're getting, and then you figure out what you're talking about there. Okay, so probably what I'll do next time, I think we're at an hour now. Let's mark this off for next time. And also keep in mind, let me show you a little bit of what is available for your own study. Let's open up this here, this new tab. We'll put Routledge Hebrew in there. Okay, so look at these charts here. You've got here's the 22 letters of the alphabet. If you want to learn the alphabet, Look at these little widgets they got going here. Click on this. Let's make sure that I've got sound. You guys should hear this now.
Aleph,
You guys hear that?
Aleph,
Aleph, can you hear that? How about this here?
Ani,
Ani means I.
Me'od,
Me'od, look at that.
Ima,
Ima,
Abba,
Abba,
Oregon,
Oregon. That's a transliteration of an English word. Okay, now check this verb dictionary out. Where is it at here? Doesn't look like this might not be. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at all of these here.
Ahavti,
So
Ahavta,
this has to do
Ahavt,
with love.
U'ahav,
Oh,
Ki
hey, love
ahava.
and like.
Ahavnu,
So look at all of these
Ahavtem.
resources.
Ahavten, Hem ahavu, Hen ahavu.
Okay. See, these are all resources for you. Let's go back here. Okay, how about resources here? Let's check this one out. Okay, so you've got newspapers. You want to start reading newspapers? Look at that. Here's newspapers you can read. How about, let's go to about, we don't need that. Here's a teacher's guide. I guess you can get a free digital copy of the teacher's guide. But look at all of these things here. Now go to lessons here. We'll go down to Unit 3. You've got listening comprehension. Check this out.
Yom, Yamim,
Day,
Shavua,
Shavua, week,
Yemei HaShavua,
Yemei HaShavua,
Yom Rishon,
Yom Rishon, Sunday,
Yom Sheni,
Yom Shani, Monday,
Yom Shlishi,
Yom Shlishi,
Yom Revi'i,
Yom Revi'i,
Yom Chamishi,
Yom Hamashi,
Yom Shishi,
Yom Shishi,
Shabbat,
Shabbat. Check that out,
Mita.
guys. All right. So that is available free to you guys. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this study. And I'm just going to keep at it. We'll keep working with the language. And I'm so pleased that we've got so many people interested in the language. Okay, we're going to close. But before we close, any comments or anything? No thoughts, no comments? You're not sleeping out there, are you? I hope not. Well, I'm happy to present it. I just hope that people are getting some benefit out of it, Helen. And it just little by little. I said to someone, I won't say who I said it to, but I said to someone the other day, don't in your life, if you're one of these obsessive compulsive kind of people, just take a reasonable chunk a day to dedicate to something, a reasonable chunk, and don't go beyond that, because you're more likely to pick that up again tomorrow and the next day. But if you just go whole hog, you'll get yourself exhausted, and then you'll go several days without doing something. So it's important to take these kinds of difficult studies in manageable bites and then control yourself. Stop for the day, go on to your day, and then pick it up again the next day. Okay. All right, guys. Yah bless you. Have a great day. Shalom, shalom.